Hey guys, Ed with CMC Reptiles. Wanted to do a quick video just on showing you what I do when temps start reaching over 100 degrees. I got these Central American wood turtles out here in their new enclosure. So they don't really like the extreme heat. And as I showed in previous video, how I included this redwood tree inside the enclosure with lots of mulch and bark. You know, I made it about 7-8 inches deep. There's even, I added a couple of bags of gorilla hair, and easy for these guys to tunnel and burrow in it, and that's what they do. But what I do is I really soak this every morning, get it nice and wet for them. I mean, it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning, it's already in the 80s, and you see the sun's already coming over their enclosure. I make sure they have fresh water in their little swimming area and plenty of fresh water to drink, because the redfoot's in here also. So I wet all this down. Yeah, the other nice thing I figured out with these guys is they love the filtered sunlight. They don't like direct sunlight. So you see how I created this nice filtered sunlight for them, enclosing this redwood tree into their enclosure. That direct sunlight is just too much for them. It's too intense. So once that sun hits this spot, you see the redfoot is in here with them. And of course, wherever I go, these two are right next to me. But there's still a couple more that are still burrowed because the sun is just now coming over the top, and in about another hour this will have a nice sunlight hitting this tree almost directly. So these guys will all be out basking in this filtered light, and also going into their little water area. So it's working out really well, even with these high temps. And I have the sulcatas out here too, which they do a lot better, of course, in the extreme heat, but even they need shade and plenty of water. I have no idea what Cheeto's doing right now, but you can see there, fresh big bowl of water. I make sure that's full. This has all been dampened down, and there's lots of shade back here too, just on this side yard. And you can see the other tortoise, Doritos, waking up. He's coming over here because he knows this is where the food's at and the water. So he's making his way to this area. And they just woke up, so they just got done pretty much thermal regulating their body temperature, laying out in the direct sunlight for about an hour or two. And it's warm enough now where they don't have to sit out too long, because the nights are staying pretty warm. So this is the time of year that they actually like. And they're outdoors 24/7. But he knows food and water's over here. I always keep a bowl of Missouri tortoise pellets out here for them. And later on in the morning I'll cut them some romaine hearts and maybe some cactus, things like that on these hot days. So I make sure they get a lot of that during the hot days. And there's Cheeto, always likes to greet Dorito with a little bit of a dominating introduction. This is my yard. But yeah, you definitely have to prepare for these really extreme heat days, even for sulcatas. You have to make sure they have plenty of water around the entire yard. I have bowls all over the yard like that for them. Let me kind of give you a tour. But like you see, they have tons of shade through here, and this is pretty much their domain. They get to walk this whole yard. But I know, yeah, see, I got water bowls pretty much all over the place for them. Even over in that part of the yard, there's water for them to drink. And the sprinklers go on during the day too. So yeah, they have this whole area to walk around. And then the fact that the rat room is outside also. I got fresh air blowing into the rat room. The temp in here right now is 80 degrees. So when it hits 85, the air conditioner will go on. And I put the fan in here with the air blowing, and then I close the door. So then the rats have a nice cool air circulation on these days. And those are the things I do. And I always, of course, make sure that water is full, just to make sure these guys will make it through these 100+ days. And I have to constantly check on this room, because last year I had an issue where the power went out. Actually the plug failed, and I lost a lot of rats because the temp in this room got up to 115 degrees, and it was about 110 outside that day. So yeah, got to be careful, and I got to pay attention to all this stuff. I definitely need to get that sensor push in here to take care of that problem. Yeah guys, so if you have animals that you have to keep outside, you just want to make sure you can make them as comfortable as possible, providing plenty of shade, plenty of water, the right temperatures, humidity, food, and everything else that these guys might need depending on where you live in the US or anywhere in the world. Because these are exotic animals that we bring into our environment, and it's completely different from where they're from originally. So you just kind of provide that for them to make them as comfortable as possible. And that's what I try to do with all my animals. Alright guys, well, I will talk to you later.